try again. Small flash this time. Seems like it's out there in the distance. Yeah!
It's like window. It like kind of looks like we're in like a little ball. I don't know. Weird.
You mean like that? Like the world was round or something?
Well, yeah, the world is round, but it just like it's hard for me to explain. Like I don't know. It just doesn't.
Like it looks curved?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It just doesn't look real.
You gotta get into that hollow earth and hollow moon, and I think you would get a kick out of the theories.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. They basically are saying that the moon is like a Death Star, and the moon was placed here. And the way that they come up with that is they use like sacred geometry, like you know that. I keep wanting to say, I want to say Da Vinci. Of like the picture of the man in the circle. So they use that reference, and they show the moon. They put the moon on the outside of the orb. Like, I'll send you the spirit science video on the moon. It's pretty interesting.
Like with Lilith and everything, 'cause they consider her kind of like a ghost.
That does not. That particular video does not go into that, though. Yes, all of that stuff ties in with movement. Yeah, I totally love. This is actually how I make my feet dirty. This is what I do. Exactly like I could drag my feet in the dirt. I like subconsciously do it too. Just love fucking dig holes. Yeah.
Look, you're gonna be taller than me now.
Oh, because you dig the hole?
Yeah.
Hey, I actually caught a baby sea turtle out here once.
What?
A baby sea turtle.
Really?
It was the weirdest thing. So it was the first time I ever met this guy, John, his mom. Straight up, first time I ever met his mom. We're all hanging out at the beach, and nobody has a camera. By the way, nobody has a camera. I couldn't believe this moment happened. John points to the water that something's coming up, and yeah, it's a baby turtle, and I grab it. I didn't know it was wrong. I didn't know at the time. You know, I was just like, I was just in such excitement. I didn't know the rules or anything like that. You know.
Yeah.
And I just bring it up to like his sister's daughter, and she's like a little girl, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And yeah, his mom, like everybody was in shock. I was in shock. I couldn't believe it just happened. It was the coolest freaking thing I've ever experienced. I was just like, like God's creation in my hand or something. It was just like, it's so amazing. It was just like, what are the chances of that? Like, I was glad that it was me, you know, put it back or whatever. Like, it was so wild.
What time was it? The 11th that?
I have no idea. It was just, it just happened so fast, you know?
Just a quick like, boom.
It was so weird. And like I said, nobody had a camera or anything. It was just like, but it was so cool. I was the one that grabbed, like, I wish that, like, I didn't like molest it, you know? Like, it's like, you catch butterfly. Like, though, like, thinking back, I almost wish I would have got it to, like, look, if I would have gave it a better look, you know, looked at it or touched its shell, or, I didn't do any of that. I was just, like, I showed it to, like, a few people, and then I set it back free. I was like, look how cool this is. I wish we had cameras, and just, like, just capture that moment, yeah. Made sure it went back. So I guess that's, like, what happens to them. They always get washed up on shore or something, and get eaten by creatures. But it was also weird, yeah, because it's just, like, a little thing. So cool. Happened here.
Right here, this spot.
At this spot.
Really?
Yeah.
You took me here to this spot.
Like, well, yeah. I told you I used to live over here. Like, that's when I first moved to St. Augustine. I like, I just, hold on, like, we're trying to come to terms with what I do. I moved in with John's parents, I realize now. Yeah, they lived in the upstairs level, and we were in the downstairs level. I lived there, like, yeah, I guess I moved here and I lived there. I don't even know, like, I can't even wrap my mind around exactly what happened, but though that's exactly what happened. Yeah, we lived there, and they had like, oh, it's so nice. It was so like so weird how things work out. They let me stay there, and then like, yeah, same thing. Like, oh, they asked me for money after I stayed there for like a year or whatever. Which I get it. They needed it. They wouldn't have asked for it otherwise.
Yeah.
And like, I'm glad that like that they let me stay there, so I was in the position that I could, even pay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, like now that I'm like older and I realize like how great of a spot this is, like I know how much it is to live in Delano. I like it over her. Though it is like, yeah, where it all began. Kind of. Like I met John at El Galleon, and we walked from downtown St. Augustine here over the bridge, everything. Yeah, exactly. I walked barefoot. Yo, he took me to his house, and he takes me to a room or whatever, his bedroom, and inside the room he brings out a wooden bowl, and it's like a basin. He hand washes my feet.
Oh wow.
After walking like 3 miles. That's how this person gets my attention, by the way.
Washing your feet?
Yeah, and then like he started talking about the Bible, frankly.
Yeah.
I was just like so blown away. It's like, who is this person? Like, this is such a submissive nature. You're gonna wash my feet after we just walked here like 4 miles, me barefoot. I liked it. It was very nice and sensual. It was cool. So it was like also seemed like spiritual, but like obviously I didn't really know what he was talking about.
He was just like, you're washing my feet.
I thought it was like super romantic at the time. So yeah, what a contrast of a person that ended up being. So that was like my first time ever coming here. It's like, yeah, exactly. I walked from the Ripley's or Marina or whatever, yeah, and came here.
That's where you stay.
Huh?
He said that's where you stay.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like I hung out like once, and then after like being here, I was like, oh, I loved it. I loved St. Augustine. And yeah, exactly. I really liked this guy, and I was like, I'm gonna take the job. I'm gonna come up here. I just made it all happen. Impulsively. So I feel like I've lost track of a lot of that stuff though. It's like just like we were talking about today, like exactly like I used to like have like big goals and focus on things. I kind of feel like I've kind of lost track of that too. I feel I lost interest or like the things that used to bring me interest or things that I was like really determined in doing. I wasn't as passionate. Like I'll admit I'm not as passionate about wrestling as I used to be. Though I do get moments where I get like kind of obsessive and I'm like, I need to start training again. Like I know. Like it's good for my body. Like I love all of that stuff. And it's a good healthy outlet. Although yeah, like I had a lot of work I had to do if I wanted to like I have to drive to Orlando every time I want to do that, And then think about it exactly, am I gonna be at the museum doing readings or am I gonna be doing wrestling shows on the weekends? Though if the museum's closed in 6 months, like I would rather be sure that like I'll be doing wrestling shows or like yeah, exactly doing like other gigs or to open up my own place like that.
Yeah. With our herbs. Your crystals.
Yeah.
Maybe you could be a
You know, you're like the 4th person to tell me that I should actually open a dispensary. I knew that's what you're angling at. Yeah? There's just so many of them. No, yeah, can you imagine? Like, though what I'm recognizing, though, is I'm pretty sure that, like, once you have a business, like, you're only allowed to do select things. Like, I don't think that I could have a business that has clothes, dispensary, and, like, crystals.
Yeah.
You notice that? Like,
But you can sell it all in one area. They can't say no.
I don't know. She told, like, when I went to Peaceful Spirit, they told me that she told me that, like, yeah, she's not allowed to have clothes. Like, she's only, like, the license only, I guess, it's hard to explain. I'd have to ask her exactly what happens when you have a business license. Maybe it ranges state to state or what.
Yeah.
But I imagine, like, yeah, you have a license, like, oh, you sell liquor. Like, you don't sell clothes. Something like that, I feel like.
I guess so.
I think it works like that, like how your category of your shop.
But then you can have like next door, it could be your other shop where you sell. There's a way to get around.
All right,
it.
all right, all right. I like where you're going.
Yeah. You
All
don't
right.
You don't have to be in that exact same store. Just
Yeah, but
like,
then you gotta have so many different LLCs or like, yeah, exactly, business licenses.
No. I mean,
It just seems like so much work. I just have all the ideas.
if you can make nice little dab and be like, hey, go high.
I don't know. I actually always battled with that. It's funny that you bring that up. So when I was a child, or like a younger person, I was in school for psychiatry with holistics. It's funny that you keep talking about herbs because I forgot about this whole holistics part. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be educated in the medicinal, like psychiatrics, and then be like, no, instead use this plant, use this, or like go masturbate and have coffee instead of cutting yourself or gambling or whatever. No.
Yeah.
So that was my childhood fantasy. Although, like in my childhood, I was confronted with someone's grandmother, and they called me out because she knew that I smoked. So she was like, as a therapist, are you going to give permission to your clients to smoke? And it just struck me to the bone so hard. It ruined me. Like it like ruined me as like a like exactly like I you could say like I'm not like exactly like look at my path. I'm no longer on that path to do that job anymore because exactly like I don't know because I understand that my smoking is part of me dealing with my grief. Though I also recognize yes the medicinal properties of frankly even yes tobacco itself, the raw plant itself, and yeah actually I do believe in both of their properties and yeah putting it inside your body though yes smoking essentially isn't really good for you like obviously so all of that gets confusing exactly like of all of that especially like when it's your own vice or like exactly which is I feel like it's also all the better to be challenged. I feel like that's why I was also meant to hear that. So that's something I've been dealing with for a while. Exactly at what point do you stop smoking, if ever?
Yeah. Stop. And when you say, hey,
When will you want to?
I know when I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna stop?
Yeah, that's why I got this big mod. Now I have my little jewels. I got tired of that. So I got that last little juice. It doesn't even have that much nicotine. I'm gonna stop myself doing this with my brain.
No more nicotine?
Yeah. It's gonna be challenging.
Oh, I know.
It's alright. I can do it. Might fucking cuss people out, but it's okay.
I think they lost something. So you don't think that they lost anything?
Well, I mean, yeah. But I think they're like searching, so.
Mm.
Because I mean, if you lost it, then you
You're right, they're probably shell hunting. I just imagine going up to them and like literally walking up to the light and be like, "What you looking for?" Like just approaching them, like getting all up in the light. Well, what made me laugh is actually like literally the visualization of taking this camera and yeah, I'm like, yeah, big squaw. Good shot. Looks like fun.